Folks in this country are sick and tired of Congress not doing their job. Every time I go home, in fact, I was just on the radio a few minutes ago, and the radio announcer said, you know, you guys have been out for 7 weeks. What do you anticipate you're going to get done over the next 4 weeks? And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I wish we were in the next 4 weeks. Because the truth is there's a lot of stuff to be done, but people are talking about getting out the end of this week or the end of next week, and then that's it. That's it till the lame duck, if we have a lame duck. It seems as though this body runs based on the next election, not based on the policy that needs to be passed to make this country do its job. We play political games after political games, worrying about the next election rather than worrying about the next generation. And you're right, Senator McCaskill, this Republican-led Senate has not done its job. Does a hardworking nurse wait till after Election Day to insert the IV? No. They go to work. You wouldn't hire that nurse, in fact, if that happened. Does a teacher walk into the classroom and say, you know, it's the middle of September, Election Day is the 8th of November, so you guys don't have to come back to school until after the election? No. Now, I served on a school board for a good number of years. That teacher wouldn't have been working, wouldn't have been getting paid. And I will also tell you, I know firsthand, a farmer would not wait for the polls to close to harvest their crop. If they did, they'd be out of business. And we wonder why people are so upset with us. American people have to do their job day in, day out. No matter what, they expect the same from the people they elect to this body. So what's the problem? What is the problem? The Republicans control the Senate, they control the House. Why can't they get anything done? I think it's because of total lack of leadership. You need to look no further than Zika and the current impasse and the political games that are being played with that. This is a horrible disease. I've talked with the researchers. They don't know all the impacts. We need to do the research to find that out. We do know that it impacts the unborn. It can be sexually transmitted. We don't know if there's long-term impacts to people that may get it now that don't see any symptoms, but could see symptoms later. Now, we passed a bipartisan bill by 89 votes, addressed this crisis head on, but Senate and House leadership got together, they shut the doors, they smoked a few cigars, probably ate a few steaks, and said, you know what, we're going to make this into a political football. And that's exactly what they did. They inserted partisan politics into a solution. And right now we have no bill passed that deals with the Zika crisis, and it is a health crisis in this country. But that's not the only one. When I go back to Montana, whose population is fully 10% veterans, they talk about the needs veterans have. And we have a bill under the leadership of Dick Blumenthal and Johnny Isaacson that takes care of our veterans. It helps fix the veterans' problems in this country, helps fix leadership vacancies, helps fix the shortage of doctors, helps veterans get access to the VA. Passed out of committee unanimously. It's called the Veterans First Act. It passed out of committee last May, 125 days ago. The Senate won't take the bill up. It is a step in the right direction to take care of our veterans, yet we won't take it up because we got to go home. Claire showed you the map. You'd think Congress could do their job on behalf of our veterans, but you're wrong. And then we have the Supreme Court. You know, the Constitution, which people cite in this body a lot, and should, is very clear that the Senate has a duty to advise and consent to President's Supreme Court nominees. I just heard the Republican leader the other day say there will be no Supreme Court nominee taken up this year. That's great. Now the Supreme Court is as dysfunctional as Congress. And we see it with the decisions that come out on tied votes. They won't even give Judge Garland a meeting, much less a hearing. I think the American people deserve better. They need an opportunity to see the nominee in action. But my colleagues here sit on their hands. It'll be probably 15 months before the Supreme Court gets another nominee, and maybe not then either, because who knows what kind of antics are in store. And there's more. Not only Zika, not only the VA, not only the Supreme Court, we have the appropriations bill, Instead, we're going to pass a short-term resolution. We have campaign finance. It's expected that more than $1.4 billion will be sent in this presidential race. Congress has done nothing to ensure that ideas and voters, not money, decide elections. We need campaign finance reform. Everybody in this body knows it. But instead, we continue to ignore the problem that faces this country in campaign finance. Wildfire disaster funding. How we pay for wildfires is broken. If you live in the West, you know that. We're not going to deal with that. We need to permanently fund and reauthorize Land and Water Conservation Fund. No, not going to happen. We're going to restore, we have a Restoring Rural Residencies Act to take care of the doctor shortage in this country. Nope, not going to happen. Don't have time. Well, we do have time. We just choose not to tackle any issues here. Year-round Pell Grants. We got students that are coming out of college with a mountain of debt. I'm not going to deal with that. I have a bill to give regulatory relief to community banks, credit unions. We're not going to debate that on the floor. Nope, not going to happen. We've got Secure Rural Schools Initiative, payment in lieu of taxes. Both need our attentions. This year, Senator Crapo and I called on leadership to find a path forward so these counties can have some certainty. Not going to happen. Over the past few years, we've seen our national security compromised with faulty background checks. We have a solution. We have produced legislation that will help prevent insider attacks. Not going to happen. You notice the pattern? Well, the whole country's waiting. They're waiting for Congress to do their job. I just turned 60 years old, August 21st. In my lifetime, we've never worked less days in the United States Senate than we have this year. It's unbelievable. We're leaving everyday Americans hung out to dry. We're leaving without doing our job. We're leaving because of the next election. And this is criminal. There are solutions. This is supposed to be the greatest deliberative body in the world. Only problem is, we're not in session to deliberate.